Hi everyone, happy holidays. I am just posting a recipe of mine. It's homemade. I made it up myself. My favorite cousin in Long Island, Keith, he loves pistachio pudding. So I'm going to be surprising him and making a homemade pistachio pudding pie with graham cracker crust. And I'm going to go over the whole process of how I am going to make it. I have made it before in the past. It's absolutely delicious for anyone who likes pudding or pistachio. Or if you like pistachio pudding, you will absolutely love my pistachio pudding pie made with graham cracker crust. And we're going to be making it with Cool Whip. Personally, I like Ready Whip in a can. That's my favorite whipped cream. But my cousin Keith loves the Cool Whip. So I'll be making it exactly the way my cousin likes it, with all the ingredients that he loves, because I am doing it for him for Christmas as a surprise. So I'm going to turn the camera around and go over the way that I made it for him, and then I'll go over some of the other ways that I've made it for myself before in the past, and some alternative ingredients that you could use if you want to make it a little lighter. So I'm just going to turn the camera around. So here you see this is a Keebler graham cracker crust. This, I made it just now myself. This is a pistachio pudding that I made myself. Very easy to make. It's a pistachio jello pudding, just so you know. I like the sugar-free pistachio pudding, but I'm using the regular pistachio pudding for my cousin with sugar in it. Also, too, when I make it, I use a fat-free milk or a reduced fat milk because I have a sensitive stomach to dairy. But for my cousin Keith, I did use almond milk. I used 2 cups of almond milk because you use 2 cups per box. This has two boxes of Jello pudding. So I used 2 cups of almond milk, unsweetened, and I used 2 cups of reduced fat milk. So 4 cups of milk in total, 2 almond, 2 reduced fat. And I'm making it as a special holiday treat for my cousin and his wife and the kids. So I'm making it the regular way. Then at the end, I'm going to add regular full-fat Cool Whip whipped cream, because this is my cousin and his wife and the kids' favorite whipped cream. I like the Ready Whip in a can. You can even get the light Ready Whip. You can use fat-free milk, or you could use regular milk, whole milk, almond milk, soy milk, any kind of milk that you want. Again, I use 2 boxes to make a pie, and you use 2 cups of milk per box, so this has 4 cups of milk in total. I used half unsweetened almond milk, and I used half reduced fat milk for my family's pudding pie. So I'm just going to turn the camera around, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. This is very difficult. I'm in a hotel room, but that's okay. So I love cinnamon. Cinnamon is very healthy. It's very good to add cinnamon to anything in your diet, especially sweet foods, because cinnamon helps to control and regulate blood sugar. Cinnamon's really good for inflammation. So they're probably not even going to know, but I'm adding cinnamon at the bottom only because I don't want to ruin the flavor of the pistachio pudding. So since I already made the pudding, which was very easy to make, I just added the 4 cups of milk, stirred it for about, it says 2 minutes. I stirred it for about 5 minutes, so it's nice and thick, because you do want the pudding to be very thick if you're going to be making a pie. And basically, you just put the pudding in the pie, very easy. And then looks like you got some pudding left over. So this will be really delicious. We can eat the pudding that's left over with a spoon. It is so absolutely delicious, just as good as ice cream. So that'll be my pudding to eat when I'm all done cooking this. I'm just making a mess here. So we got the pudding now. We just let that sit. I'm going to actually let the pudding settle in the refrigerator by itself tomorrow or the next day before I go and visit my family. Once the pudding is set in the pie crust, then I'll be adding the whipped cream right before I bring it to them. You want to add the whipped cream at the end so that it doesn't melt into the pie, and you have a nice separation between the pistachio pudding and the whipped cream, so it's got a really nice flavor, a really good taste to it. And that's about it. You take the pie crust, you mix the pudding. Like I said, you use whatever milk you like. And I just tasted this. This is absolutely delicious. I'm going to be making it for myself this way. It tastes even better with the almond milk. So I'm not going to tell my family. I'm just going to see what they think. But in my opinion, the pistachio pudding with the almond milk is absolutely delicious. So if you do make this pistachio pudding pie, I would use half unsweetened almond milk. So 2 cups of the unsweetened almond milk for 1 box. And then for the other box, you can use either skim milk or reduced fat regular milk. You don't want to use just one type of milk, just the almond milk, because you don't want to overpower the flavor too much. So I would use 2 cups of the almond milk unsweetened, because the pie, the pistachios are very, has a lot of sugar already. Use 2 cups of unsweetened almond milk if you want to make it this way, and I just taste it's delicious. And 2 cups of plain milk, reduced fat milk, skim milk, or whatever type of regular milk. So you can mix the almond milk with the regular milk. And then again, you can use the Cool Whip, which is a very thick whipped cream, which is probably good for the pie because it won't melt into it. Or if you want to just scoop a piece of the pie out and then add the whipped cream at the end, then you could use the Ready Whip or the Cool Whip. But I don't recommend using the can of the Ready Whip on top of the pie because it might just melt in. You're better off using a firmer whipped cream if you're going to put the whipped cream on the pie before you serve it to people. So only use the canned whipped cream if you cut the pie first, put it in a bowl, and then add the whipped cream at the end. That's about it. Don't add anything else. Put this pie in the refrigerator, let it sit overnight, and then when you go to serve it to your friends or your family, add the whipped cream, give them a spoon, and we're ready to go. That is one of my most unhealthy things that I'll be making for you guys, but it is the holidays, so I do definitely always treat myself. I try to eat healthy every single day, but I do have my ice cream, I do have my desserts, and I have things you like. You should never feel guilty if you're eating healthy every day of your life to treat yourself to things that you like. But it is very important that you're eating healthy. At least 80% of your diet is healthy, anti-inflammatory, fresh foods, raw foods. And then if you do have 20% where you're eating treats and snacks and things that you like, pizza, ice cream, your Chinese or your favorite Mexican, go for it. But make sure you're eating healthy most of the time because you want to treat your body to good stuff and you want to take care of your body so you can stay young, feel good, live longer, and try to prevent disease. And that's about it. I hope you guys have a happy Thanksgiving, happy holiday. Please try my delicious pistachio pudding pie with the almond milk. Absolutely delicious. And I'm going to finish the rest now. Have a good night. Bye. God bless.